Hey there, and welcome back to Hey Sis.
Light the candle.
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Melina. Thank you for being here again.
Yes, and we are going to continue our discussion on domestic violence awareness. That hotline number, the national hotline number for domestic violence is 1 800 799 7233. Again, that number for the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1 800 799 7233.
And it is so important to have it handy or memorizing it.
Yeah.
It is crucial to at least have it somewhere. And we were talking about plan.
Yeah, safety planning.
A safety plan.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the importance of at least having someone to talk to. Mm-hmm. They can actually help, kind of clear the air, put things in perspective, mm-hmm. bounce ideas off with, and at least it's important to have someone because at least you don't feel so isolated and so alone.
Right. Having somebody that you can talk to, that you can just let them know like what you're going through, and that's not an easy thing. I mean, I know we talk about
and we understand
finding at least one person, but if you're in that situation. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy for you to be able to talk to someone, because I know I think about my own situation. Again, I was in an abusive relationship for a course of 21 years, 2 different ones, and I isolated myself. I wasn't open with telling people about what I was going through. That's not an easy thing. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I really, to be honest, I didn't even think that I was in an abusive relationship. I didn't know that I was in an abusive relationship for so many years. It didn't actually dawn on me until I actually got out of the abusive relationship and my husband found me. That's when I was like, oh my God, it's like an aha moment. I was like,
oh God, this is the way it's supposed to be.
I've been in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
So it's not easy for us to open up about what we're experiencing.
And I have to say that people change.
Mm-hmm.
My grandparents' generation is so much different than my mother and my father's generation. And my generation is so different. My children are so different.
Mm-hmm.
So people, as a society, change over time. And hopefully we've become more aware of how to help one another.
Right.
And understand that there is solidarity and speaking with at least one or two really good friends.
Yeah.
And women, we've got to do a little bit better of being able to be there for one another too. You know what I mean? So tell us about our strategies here, our safety planning. How can someone who might need it, whether it's for them or for future reference for someone who is in need of this information, what can we do? What should we know about safety planning?
Yeah. Well, safety planning is basically writing down a guide to keep you safe in the event that you decide that you want to walk away from that abusive relationship.
Does it have to be written down? Because I know...
Well, yes. And the reason why I say that is because whenever you've experienced or experiencing trauma, you forget. Your memory is not, sharp. Because the part of the brain, the amygdala, that is that fight or flight, that is on, and every other part of your brain that's responsible for memory and processing and thinking rational, it's shut down.
So I don't know you could probably see my face change when you said yes, it has to be written down, because I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Growing up in a domestic violence situation, just a very chaotic household, I would say. If my mother would have written something down, my father would have found it, and then there would have been hell to pay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
be careful when you are strategizing and trying to leave an abusive situation. Do what works for you. If you can't hold on to this in writing, have that one friend hold it for you in writing.
That's it. And that's one of the things that I was going to mention.
Email it to yourself or something.
It can be dangerous if you write it down and leave it out.
I wonder if that's don't email it to yourself.
Yeah. So and that could be dangerous too. So you want to make sure that if you do write down, you have a safety plan, then you put it somewhere where you don't think that your abuser will find it, or leave it at a friend's house. Put it somewhere where they can't get to it, because this is your blueprint, basically.
Right.
That's going to help you. It's going to have numbers, like emergency numbers. It's going to have a list of your medications if you're taking that, your kids' medication. It's going to have everything that you need.
So that's what's included in a safety plan.
Yes. That's going to help you whenever you decide that you want to walk away, or you're able to walk away from that abusive relationship. And I just have, a few things here that may be helpful too. To say, calling 911 if you're in immediate danger. This is just some stuff that if you're in the home that you can do, if you're able to get to the phone. Try not to let yourself be trapped like in kitchens and things of that nature, right. Because they're tight fit places, and there's a lot of weapons and knives and things of that nature that's in the kitchen. And
I know a lot of these things are triggering, so just please bear with us. Yes.
Yeah, and I'll just mention a few more. Find out what is available to you in your community. That's important, I think. Absolutely. Because it's better now. There's shelters, there's community places, services that you can go for help. It wasn't like that years ago. I don't remember back when I was in my abusive relationship. I don't remember.
Well, and that's the beauty of nonprofit organizations. I mean, we have, like I said, we are doing better as a society moving forward, and being able to care for one another a little bit more. Yeah. And another thing in here, I just want to point out, just taking care of yourself, even when you're in the abusive relationship, trying to make sure you taking care of your health as best as you can. That's I know that may be difficult to do, but just really, making sure that you try to take care of yourself as well. But those are just a few things, and like you said, it may be triggering too. Vital information, medication information, stuff like that. Of course, we always talk about, or at least people who have been in these situations before, having a little bit of economic backup, whether it's saving a little bit of money, or having a nonprofit organization be able to I don't know, send someone your way. I'm sure that the police department, if you call 911, they may be able to supply transportation and then take you to safety, somewhere where you could be with your children. And if I may, let me just say something very, very important. A few years ago, like 20 years ago, I was working for a particular phone company. Anyway, without saying too much, because I was not here or there, but we did have a gentleman come in, and he wanted us to track the phones. Ladies, if you are living in an abusive relationship, call your service provider. Make sure that you don't have any tracking apps on your actual phone. And if need be, just leave your phones behind, really. Once you dial 911 and you're in safe hands with your children or by yourself or anything that you need, you probably don't need those devices anywhere near you. So check for air tags or anything that might have tracking devices on them. And just do what's right for you. Exactly. Do what's right for you, for your children, for whatever you're doing. Sometimes that's all we can do, is do the best we can with what we've got at a particular moment's notice. Can you give us that national hotline number one more time?
The domestic violence hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Again, 1-800-799-7233.